Welcome back, everyone, to an all sports culture YouTube video. The college football bowl games have been announced, and I'm here to give my predictions, give a little bit of analysis on what I think is going to happen in just the New Year's Six bowls. I didn't want to do all, 44 bowl games there are, 42, whatever the number is, because that would be way too long for this video. Just wanted to do New Year's Six bowls, give a little bit of my predictions, like I said, my analysis. They're all going to be great games. I'm super excited. This was one of the wildest college football seasons we've seen in a long time. The ending, I don't think it was as bizarre as the 2007 finish, but it still was a great finish. Seeing Oklahoma State lose to Baylor, that was a crazy finish. And then seeing Alabama take care of business against Georgia, I want to say that was an upset, but we know what Nick Saban as an underdog, that never really works out well. But yeah, New Year's Six bowls, we'll get right into it, and I'll give my predictions. I know you guys are used to me doing the college basketball videos, but wanted to do this college football video for you guys. I thought this would be kind of cool, so here are my predictions. So the first game we got is the Peach Bowl, which is between Michigan State and Pittsburgh. This is going to be an awesome matchup. I'm really excited for this. Michigan State is 10-2. They lost to Ohio State by 49 points. That happened kind of towards the end of the season. They also lost to Purdue when they were ranked 3 after just beating Michigan on their home field. So Michigan State, you get the highs where you beat Michigan, who's now ranked 2nd in the country, but you also get a lot of those lows where you lose to Purdue and you lose not just to Ohio State, but lose to them by 49 points. That was a huge beatdown. That wasn't even close. And they played the Pittsburgh Panthers. And Pittsburgh, led by Kenny Pickett, who's going to New York to be a Heisman candidate, fully deserving of that, was electric in the final stretch of their games, including when they beat Clemson, they beat UNC, and then they beat Wake Forest in the ACC championships. So they've gotten good wins at the end of the season. And I think Pittsburgh is going to take this game. I think it's going to be a good game, obviously. I don't think it's going to be close as some people think, though. I think Michigan State is very vulnerable in this game. I think Pittsburgh offensively is going to kill Michigan State. Not to say that Michigan State, led by Mel Tucker, doesn't have a good defense, but the offense I've seen from Pittsburgh over the last couple games, especially in that ACC championship, has been electric. I get it. It was Wake Forest. Their defense has been terrible this season, but Kenny Pickett was a show in that game. The fake slide was unbelievable. And Wake Forest, don't get it twisted, they were an unbelievable team. And it's cool because, well, not cool, but I got like plus 750 odds for Wake Forest when they
2 hours later.
But it's okay because Pittsburgh's unbelievable. I kind of knew Pittsburgh was going to win this game. But Pittsburgh is great. I loved what I saw in the final stretch of the season. I know they lost early on. I think it was to Western or like Central Michigan, Western Kentucky. It was a weird team. They should have won. They lost that game. Then obviously, like I said, they lost to Miami, but then ever since then, they've been so good. I'm going to take Pittsburgh in this game, and I don't think it's to be as close as some people think. Next up we got is the Fiesta Bowl, and that is between Notre Dame and Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State was regarded by so many as one of the most underrated teams in football, and I was kind of buying into that, especially after they beat Oklahoma. I thought Oklahoma had that game. I thought they were going to win that game. Oklahoma State, though, showcased a great performance, and offensively, they were very good in that game. They got a win, one of the biggest wins in Oklahoma State history, to get into that number 5 seed where they eventually lost to Baylor in the Big 12 tournament championship game. It wouldn't have mattered because Alabama won and Michigan, but still, you got to just be devastated if you're an Oklahoma State fan, be that close. 1 yard short of potentially making the college football playoff. And they play Notre Dame. Like I said, Notre Dame has a new head coach in Marcus Freeman. A lot of the fans, a lot of the surrounding cast in Notre Dame, a lot of the players like Marcus Freeman. They love what he's done as an assistant. He's 35 years old, which is so young for a head coach. Reminds me of Lincoln Riley when he got the promotion from offense coordinator at Oklahoma. So I love Notre Dame still, even after Brian Kelly went to LSU. Oklahoma State, I was a big fan of, like I said, especially after Oklahoma. So I think this is going to be a great game. I'm going to take Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame gets a bad rap because of what they have not accomplished in the college football playoff. But in bowl games specifically, they are still a very good team. They were very good this year. I know they lost early on in the year and everyone's like, oh, they're so overrated. I think they're fine. I hate the narrative that they're overrated. They're constantly being a top 5 or 6 team every single year. Is that going to change with Marcus Freeman in the helm? Maybe, but I think what he's done, implement this culture, like I said, the players, the fans, everyone loves Marcus Freeman. There's obviously got to be something about him, why people love him. I think Notre Dame takes care of business and wins against Oklahoma State. Next up, we got the Sugar Bowl. Baylor and Ole Miss. And I think this is going to be not as close as some people think as well. I think Baylor takes care of Ole Miss pretty, I don't know what the right word is, pretty easily. Ole Miss, it's not like they're a bad team. Obviously, you're playing in the toughest conference in college football in the SEC, and led by Lane Kiffin. They were fantastic. Matt Corral, I love that he's playing in the bowl game. A lot of people in your high draft pick obviously aren't going to play in that bowl game. He wants to be their first teammates. I respect that. Love that for Matt Corral, and he's going to be a top pick in the draft because of how talented he is. But watching Baylor in the Big 12 championship game, I thought they were unbelievable. Even though with 2 losses, I thought they, at least, if things fell the right way, if Alabama lost, if Michigan lost, you can make a case for Baylor slipping into that 4 spot, especially with Notre Dame not playing in a conference championship. Same with Ohio State. Baylor won the Big 12 championship, so I thought that deserves some sort of credit. And I think they played outstanding that game. Can't remember who the quarterback is. That was a second ever start. Unbelievable performance from him. And I'm going completely blank. I'm so sorry for watching this, but no, you're an absolute dog. So it's okay that I can't remember your name.
You can't keep getting away with it! You can't keep getting away with it!
I really like this Baylor team. Offensively, defensively, they get it done. And against Ole Miss, I think they match up really well. I'm expecting it, like I said, not to be as close as some people think. So give me the Baylor Bears by a good margin. And the last bowl that's not a college football playoff bowl is the Rose Bowl. Ohio State versus Utah, and let me tell you, this is going to be an incredible game. Ohio State, who I thought was a top 4 team in the country before their loss to Michigan, I didn't see it coming. Props to you, Wolverines, and Jim Harbaugh for the job he did. I still think Ohio State is a fantastic team led by Ryan Day. They're pissed off they didn't play in the Big Ten championship, but they're not in the college football playoff, because that is the standard. That's the standard that Ohio State has set for so many years. That's why Chris Olave came back and so many others, because they wanted to win a ring. But now they're playing in a Rose Bowl. And the Rose Bowl, obviously, it's a fantastic bowl. That is my favorite bowl to watch. I just love the Rose Bowl parade, the granddaddy of them all. You just love the vibes of the Rose Bowl. But Utah, coming off 2 wins against Oregon this year, one being the Pac-12 championship, Utah is going to give Ohio State a run for their money. And I am so close to picking Ohio State in this, Utah in this game, because what I saw defensively, especially from Utah against Oregon, was unbelievable. This Utah team was fantastic. The fact that they not just did it once, but twice, and they were so dominant all year long. They started off slow, but they quickly made their way up the rankings, eventually being the 11th seed, playing the 6th seed Ohio State in the Rose Bowl. I'm going to go with Ohio State because I think, led by CJ Stroud, they're going to be just so dynamic, especially offensively. And we've seen how good they can be on the defensive side of the ball as well. But Utah will give them a run for their money. I think it's going to be closer than people think. Give me Ohio State, but I promise you, I think this has the chance to be one of the best Rose Bowl games we've seen since USC Penn State. I think it has the chance to be probably one of the best bowls out of all the bowls this year. I am so thrilled and excited to watch this unfold. And now for the 2 college football playoff matchups. I want to spend more time on these because it is the playoff, but I want to obviously spend some time, some quick thoughts on the other games as well because they matter. But first off, we'll start with the 1 versus 4 Alabama versus Cincinnati. I've been someone who has been wanting Cincinnati into the playoff because I think there needs to be a path for a group of 5 team to get into the playoff, because I was so for that when UCF was in 2017, led by Mackenzie Milton. I was like, they got to get in. And especially going undefeated for 2 years in a row, I was like, it is just so deserving of them to get into the playoff. But Cincinnati gets in this year, and I'm so happy that happened. Unfortunately, though, they are playing the best team in the country in Alabama, and I don't think it'll be relatively close. I think Alabama, Michigan, and Georgia all have chances to win it all. I don't see a scenario Cincy wins. Hopefully it's something in 2014 where a 4 seed wins it all. That's what's so special about the playoff. I really don't think Cincinnati's going to win this. I think Alabama takes care of business. Nick Saban knows exactly what he's doing. He's the best in the business, and Bryce Young's going to win Heisman. He's been unbelievable as a freshman this year. Alabama, everyone knows how good they're going to be in this game, and there's nothing special about Alabama about like 20. Next up we have is Michigan and Georgia. I'm so excited for this matchup. Michigan and Georgia, like I just said, I think they have strong chances to win it all. I want to go Michigan so bad because what I've seen from Aiden Hutchinson, Hassan Haskins, Cade McNamara, they have so many pieces and their defense has been so electric this year. But I think we saw the national championship in the SEC championship. I think we saw the two best teams already go against each other. And don't get me wrong, I think the rematch will be closer than people think. Alabama is just, it seems like they're always going to be Georgia's king, but I think Georgia, like we saw in the 2018 national championship, will give Bama a run for their money when that comes. But love Michigan. I love the variety we're seeing in the Big Ten, and not Ohio State winning it every year. But unfortunately, you're going against a Georgia team. I think they'll cover. I think Michigan's like a 7 or 8 point underdog, which I think is too many points regarding how well they played this year and in the Big Ten championship against a good defensive Iowa team. But I think Georgia takes care of business and beats Michigan, which sets up an SEC championship, one we saw in 2018 when Tua came in for Jalen Hurts and won it all with a throw to Devontae Smith. You guys all know it happened in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. But I think Georgia, Alabama, I really don't know who's going to win this game. I'm thinking right now, I'm sitting here, I can see both ways. Alabama obviously beat Georgia in the SEC championship. How is that not going to happen again? I mean, they're so dynamic. Nick Saban, Bryce Young. I could go off on so many amazing players on this team. That's why Bama's the best every year. They have the best coach. They have the best recruiting. They have the best development. That's why they're consistently number one. But Georgia, we know their defense. I kind of think that was a fluky game. They just did not play well. Also, Alabama's offense is fantastic. But Georgia's defense, I really think is going to step up in this national championship game. And I think it's going to be closer than some people think. I like the odds on Georgia. I know they're much better than Alabama's, even though Alabama won the national or SEC championship. But give me the Georgia Bulldogs in the national championship.
An idiot sandwich.
I think they're going to take care of Alabama. They're not going to allow it to happen twice. I'm so excited to see this because Georgia has not won a championship in how long? So Kirby Smart's going to step in, hopefully get his ring. If you're a Georgia fan, you've been waiting for this for so long. But I think it's been an unbelievable college football playoff and an unbelievable bowl games. I listed off a lot that I'm excited for. It's going to be a great series. What bowl game are you most excited for? Who do you think is going to win it all? Please leave your thoughts down below in the comments. I'm super pumped. I know all of you guys are. And maybe we'll do like a reaction video to the college football playoff when it's all said and done. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, do all that. Follow us on Instagram @allsportsculture. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.